Hello, welcome to Volume 4 of my blogcast. This is James Woodcock of jameswoodcock.co.uk. Hello everybody. It has been quite some time since I've managed to speak to you using my blogcast show. Unfortunately, my NTL, which provides my internet connection, has been disconnecting sporadically for 5 weeks now, which made it impossible to record any interviews over Skype. However, recently an NTL engineer came out, replaced my modem, and now everything is running great at 10 megabits of speed, which is, very fast indeed. I have quite a bit of catching up to do now with this 5-week gap and enjoying Xbox 360 online, playing games like Ghost Recon and Burnout 3, which I just wasn't able to do with the NTL problems. In this edition of the show, we have an interview with Jackie Marsden. She is one of the article writers for the Yamaha Club magazine. I also have a radio style show on my Yamaha Keyboard Enthusiast website. In the next edition, I interview Steve Marsden, Yamaha UK Technical Support. But I also had the chance to interview his wife, Jackie, and in this edition, we will feature that interview here. Right, so we've just had Steve Marsden interviewed, and now we have his wife, Jackie Marsden. Welcome to the show.
Hello, James.
So, whereas Steve is probably the more technical side, even he would call himself an analytic, bless him, but you're the more music theory side, aren't you?
Yeah, as Steve said earlier, he was brought up with the Yamaha Music School, and he did a lot of gigging out in clubs and pubs and that sort of thing. And I was taught more the traditional way. So basically, if there's a squash fly on the page, I play it.
Excellent. So how did your interest in music start?
Many years ago, probably when I was about 6 or 7, my mum and dad again had one of these old Bontempi things that you press the buttons for the chords, and gradually I just asked for them more and more to get it out so I could just play on it, really. And my aunties always had pianos. One of my aunties is a really good pianist, so I just sort of started from there.
So would you say you had a lot of family encouragement?
Yes, my parents really did encourage me, although they've got absolutely no musical knowledge themselves, but they were always there for me. After I took an interest in the keyboard, they bought me my first organ, and then I started having lessons properly.
And can you remember which was your first organ?
Yes, I had a Farfisa Colt.
Blimey.
Which means nothing to you, does it?
Nothing at all. Well, I have to ask these questions because there's people who know exactly what that means.
I'm sure some people will know what that means.
Was it a good one? That's the main thing.
At the time, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And for a while I had it sat there when I had my new and improved organ, and it wasn't so fantastic.
Well, it's just the advancement, isn't it,
yeah,
over the years. So, because you're more versed into the music theory side, where did you get your qualifications in that?
Well, I started off just doing the usual grades like everybody else does. I did the London College exams on organ and piano, and then I changed teachers and I was taught by Carol Williams, which more of your organ fraternity out there will probably know who she is, and I had lessons with her and did a couple of diplomas with London College through her, and went to do a degree at the Guildhall.
And is that a university?
It's got university status, but it's actually a music college. It's a conservatoire.
Oh, a conservatoire.
Yes.
Excellent. Sounds very posh.
It does, doesn't it?
So it's just specialist for music?
It's music and drama. So, like you've got the Royal Academy of Music. It's the same sort of thing. So you've got the Guildhall School of Music and Drama. And that's where Dudley Moore studied.
So maybe you can shed some light on this. I remember when I was at school, I was always dreadful at maths.
Right.
But I was known for being fairly good at the music side.
Mm-hmm.
But my maths teacher says, well, if you're really good at music, then your maths skills should be probably really good as well. The two sort of go together. Would you say that's any truth in that?
I would actually, yeah. I was always good at maths and English, that sort of side. Rubbish at science, though, which sort of throws the theory out the window, because really you should be good at all that as well.
So of all the qualifications you did, which for you were personally the most rewarding?
I would say one of the diplomas I did, which was fellowship for the London College of Music. And at the time I had to do all the grades, go through the first 2 levels, and then I got fellowship at the London College, which is basically I can't go any higher. And it was hard work, And Steve was there for me then. He was my roadie, and had to listen to hours and hours of me practising and swearing. But he got me through it as well.
Good on you, Steve. So you've actually got letters after your name as well?
Yes.
And what are those letters?
If I was to tell you them all, ALCM, LLCM, FLCM, LGSM, and a B Mus Honours.
And Steve has letters after his name as well. Can you remember what those are?
Yes, he's got an LLCM.
And something else as well, hasn't he?
HGV1.
And that's not music related, is it?
No.
What's that to do with?
When we were first getting married, obviously we needed to get a mortgage and everything, and we were both self-employed musicians, which doesn't bode very well with the banks. So they advised him to try and get something that he could fall back on. So he did a crash course, week course, to get his HGV1, and then they let us have a mortgage.
So what is a HGV1 licence?
Heavy goods vehicle.
So what other instruments have you owned and enjoyed playing?
I have owned my Farfisa Colt. Then I moved on to a Yamaha C35, and then on to an MC600 like Steve had. After that I had an HS8, and then the good old EL90.
And is the EL90 your favourite, the way you say that then?
Yeah. Oh no, actually we had an EL500 after that as well, didn't we? Yeah, which was quite cute. That was really nice. So I would say my overall favourite is the EL90.
And why would you say that then? What was the particular feature that drew you to it?
It was the sound quality, especially at the time as well, was just fantastic. And being able to program all the drums and the sequences and that. But I'm much more of a live player rather than playing along with pre-recorded tracks. And it was just fantastic. Gave me a buzz to play. And I've also owned some Clavinovas. My first one being, I can't remember, was a CVP 70, I think. 75. Oh yeah, and a PF80. So
you found this great feature, the AI chords, and then you did an article in the Yamaha Club magazine.
Yes, we did. Steve had come home, I believe it was from the Yamaha Club weekend, where he'd done a masterclass on AI, and a lot of people said how interested they were with it. So him and Glyn had an idea of doing some articles on it, and that's when I got involved, because I didn't understand it, but from my years of teaching and performing, they thought it would be good if I put it into my words. So I was learning at the same time as the readers.
Well, that's so great. I mean, one of the reasons I actually started my website was I've only actually been playing seriously for a couple of years, never had a proper lesson in my life. So actually starting the website and knowing that all these musicians would hopefully come over and contribute. I mean, we've got Terry Harriman at the moment, and he is fantastic when it comes down to music theory. So having these people there, now we've got Glyn Madden, but having that expertise there, and I was always quite good at the old internet side. I've actually getting the website there and getting the friendly community there, but having the expertise and the knowledge there is the challenge. And I think we've got that now, especially with the Yamaha Club with us as well.
Yeah, and I must say though, so many of the readers and the people using the forum, although they're not names like James Sargent and Richard Bauer, it doesn't mean that, they're not equally as good players or have the knowledge. So it's a fantastic forum to get all these people together.
Exactly, it's fantastic to see someone ask a beginner question or an advanced question, and everyone is so willing to help and answer. And I'd just like to take this moment to thank the members of Yamaha Personal Keyboard Owner and those who've come from the Yamaha Club Old Forum, because it's such a great atmosphere now.
It is. It's fantastic how everybody pulls together, and you can it's so easy to just nip on there and ask a quick question, and so many people come back with the answers.
Including you.
Including me.
Including Jackie. So on a more personal note, where did you meet Steve?
I actually met him on a Yamaha Music School training course, because we were both YMS teachers at the time, and we just happened to be at the same place at the same time.
So you've had a teaching background as well?
Yeah, I originally started teaching probably when I was about 16. I just had a couple of pupils at home and a bit of extra money while I was at school. And then I started working for a music shop and taught in their teaching studios there, and just sort of progressed on from there, really. I became involved in the Yamaha music schools while I was actually studying at the Guildhall, being a poor student as I was, needed some more money, and I just literally wrote to the local Yamaha music school asking for a job.
So what exactly is the Yamaha Music School? Is it actually run by Yamaha or endorsed by Yamaha?
They're endorsed. It's kind of like a franchise. So you use all the Yamaha teaching products, and they provide the training courses and all that sort of thing. So they're not literally owned by Yamaha, they're a franchise.
So would you get a varied age range?
Oh yes, anything from 4 years upwards. At the time I used to teach the junior music course, which was designed for 4 to 6 year olds. So they cater for all ages.
And was that one-to-one tuition or more in a group?
No, it's all in groups. It's all designed to be in groups, and which is fantastic, and which I wish I'd done when I was younger, because you get the chance to actually be with other like-minded people. You get a chance to play ensembles and interact, whereas piano, keyboard, organ can be a very lonely instrument, and you're basically self-sufficient. So you're used to having lessons on your own and always playing solo. Whereas in the Yamaha Music School, you actually learn to become an orchestra and a band.
And I suppose it could be very intimidating just having a one-to-one scenario.
It can be, and I think some people feel that the groups can be intimidating because everybody else is listening. But it's up to the teacher to create the right environment, that we're all here for the same purpose, and make it more of a team effort, hence the ensembles. So, and the kids absolutely loved it.
Well, thank you very much, Jackie, for spending the time in this interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James.
And now on a completely different note, make sure you support Team Sarin of the Fragdolls UK.